Hello everyone. Okay, I'm going to make a spear for a fountain out of a basketball. And I've placed it in a bucket of sand and packed the sand around it. And now I'm going to drill the top with a hole cutter and we'll go from there. Okay, so I use the hole saw to cut into the basketball, and of course it deflated as soon as it punctured it. So I let up on the hole saw and I finished it off using a pair of scissors. And now I've got a hole in the basketball, getting ready to make the spear. So I wanted a nice hole at the top of the spear. So I got a toilet flapper and trimmed it, and I'm going to insert it into here so that any little hummingbirds can actually take a little bath in the hole there while the water's coming out. And I'll show you how that's going to work as soon as I drill that hole. Okay, so I trimmed the flange and I cut a small section of Schedule 40 PVC 3/4 inch pipe, and I'm going to glue the seal now from the inside of the ball, and it'll stay there until the cement is poured into the basketball. I'll show you what it looks like after it's glued. Okay, getting ready to glue the seal onto the basketball. I went ahead and ran it through here. So that's what it looks like on that side. And probably too dark for you to see in there, but that's where it's going to get the cement. And I'll go ahead and glue it and show it to you after it's glued. So that's it, glued onto the basketball. So of course the concrete will come in this way and form around that and make a nice impression inside for the hose or tube coming out for the water. I went ahead and put some duct tape in that hole just in case there was any cement that was going to ooze out, and I'll put another couple pieces of tape around the black seal too, just to make sure it's held there good. It's already glued, and I'll just put a little bit more tape around it. Okay, so for my base, I'm just using a cut largemouth Best Food mayonnaise jar, Costco special. Oh, and by the way, the basketball came from the 99-cent store. It was $2.99. Anyway, so I cut the mayonnaise jar, and that's going to be the base of the spear. So I will fill the basketball with concrete. I'll tape this base on and fill the rest of it with concrete. Okay, I went ahead and put a little bit more sand in around the basketball, and I tamped it in, and now I will mix the cement, and we'll start making the spear. I went ahead and taped the base onto the basketball before I poured the concrete, and I will just tamp it in with a small stick as I go. I've added some dye to some water, and I'll mix the water in with the concrete over here because I want the sphere to be black or light black. So we'll start mixing the concrete. Okay, so I mixed the concrete and I added coloring to it, and I ended up gluing this top part together with a hot glue gun. Seemed like it was easier than taping it. So we'll see how that turns out when I uncast the mold. And this is what the final poured product looks like. So we'll see in a few days when I unmold this. Okay, the concrete's been drying for 2 days, so I'm out cutting the skin of the basketball to show the final product. And I'll show you after I get it all cut off. So here's the final poured product. You see the PVC's sticking up. I will cut that down below the hole. And here's what the rest of it looks like. You can see the stem hole. If you want, you can just patch that up. I'll put that to the back of the fountain, so I'm not going to worry about that. Besides, it makes it a custom look, knowing that it was a basketball. And there it is. Now we'll just let it dry. Okay, I made a fountain previously to this, and I showed you the completed sphere that'll have that PVC cut down. And this is the fountain that I use. I purchased it at Home Depot. It wasn't cheap. It was $75, but it's very heavy duty and it serves dual purposes. It captures all the water in the tub here, so you don't need anything below ground like a bucket or tub to catch the water and bring it back up, so it stays super clean. There's a gold dish pan. It is 16-inch, and I chose black to go around this top portion. I cut some holes into the side of the gold pan dish. The pump sits down on the bottom with the tube coming up through the sphere, and you turn it on and it creates a water fountain. I did drill another small hole at the very top here where I have the electrical cord for the pump going out, and I did it on top because obviously I want this full of water, so I really don't ever have to fill it. Maybe but once, I don't know, every 3 months, 6 months. It holds a lot of water and it doesn't splash a whole lot out. So you have the pump on the bottom, the 1/2 inch or whatever you decide tube coming up through the ball, the cord going out the side, top side of this particular fountain. You can get them in all shapes and sizes, heights, widths. And you put the gold pan in the center. I'll show you one. You drill a hole for the tube, and that's why I kept the tube extra long. I know in the previous videos you'll see that the tube hangs way down. And I did that because I wanted support, a little bit more support of the sphere going through the middle of the gold pan. So over here is one of my finished fountains, and you can see the water trickling down over the sphere. The birds love to get in that, and especially hummingbirds, because it's a nice soft flow. There's rocks in the gold pan for them to be able to stand on because they don't like real deep water. But they love to get underneath that stream of water and stick their heads and beaks in and take a bath. So there's the gold pan I was telling you about. And here's some holes that I drilled so that the water circulates back into this planter. And that's all it was originally, is just a planter for your yard. And I converted it into a bird fountain because I love the idea of being able to fill this heavy gauge plastic urn with water and not having to worry about it breaking down. It's very heavy duty and very quality made, but you are paying a price for it. And that's what the basketball sphere looks like when you're all done. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I know this wasn't a professional video, but I think people have a lot of fun making their own things, and this is very enjoyable for us to sit on our patio and watch the birds come in and take a bath, and the hummingbirds feed in their feeders. So long for now.